And hello, it's JD here at Mobster Boss Radio. I said I was going to count us down.
Yeah, and I'm sitting here going, what?
The funny thing is Spreaker used to give you a 3-second countdown before you go on the air. And so,
yeah, I noticed.
It didn't do that. Anyways, we're starting out the show here a little bit different at Mobster Boss Radio. And here's the deal. We've got a reverend on staff. If you guys remember, a few months ago, in fact, we ordained Lester online. The same place where all these other assholes who claim to be a preacher have ordained themselves. So we've got the Reverend Lester B. Jones on staff. And seeing as we say quite a few things that are pretty offensive, we ride the line. You know, when our day is done, I want to end up in heaven when we're done here. So we got to do something to make right with the man. And I thought, you know what, if we've got Lester B. Jones, we might as well have Lester pray for us and say a prayer for the show. Don't you agree, Sonny?
I do. I do.
So it's going to be a new tradition. I think we're going to have Lester open every show with prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see how this goes. He's been drinking already today. Are you ready over there, Lester? He's nodding his head. He's kind of picking up shit right now.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick before we do that.
Uh-huh.
Why does Lester always run his shit through the mixer before it comes out live?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think that's his sunglasses, his way to hide.
It's got to be what it is. I don't understand what he does. I don't know why he does what he does over there, and he won't even explain it to us.
Yeah, I know. I asked him one day, and he said, "What the fuck is it business of yours?"
Yeah,
I do what I do.
Anyways, for Lester, I've got your music piped up over here. So do I just start it? He's nodding away. Okay, I guess. Bow your heads. You ready? Here we go. There you go, Lester. Is that loud enough for you? Okay, go.
Hello, God. Lester here, Lester B. Jones. Listen, God, I just want you to know, since that last talk we had, I have really backed off. I'm not drinking near as much as I used to. I'm down to about a half a quart a day. And I told you I was going to quit chasing tails so much, and I've slowed that down considerably. But you know what? My call to you today is not about me. Unlike when I thought that girl was pregnant, there's a few people that I would like to see if you could watch over. Dee and Sonnie as they do their show today.
Amen.
I know that you will guide them in the way that only you can guide. And I'd like to also, God, I'd like to pray for Reverend Pierce.
Oh, God.
That you will show him the light and that you will help him. He's a follower of the Jedi faith, God. He's a paranormal investigator and a psychic medium, God. I hope that you will watch him and direct him in his endeavors. Also want to ask you to look over little Nikki Larson. I do, God. I'd like for you to, some way, and hopefully you can help him get his anger issues under control, and do it in a manner as I know only you can do. And also, I'm thinking, God, maybe you can keep an eye over John Thompson.
Oh my God.
Who has just such extreme and violent outbursts and anger issues that maybe you could show him the way, God. Maybe you could show him in the way that only you can show him, that once he curtails all of that anger, all of those threats of physical violence, if he can put that stuff behind him, you can show him, God, that his head would possibly shrink down to the size of a normal person. And I know that if you see fit, God, and he's in your good graces, that you'll take care of that. God, I'd like for you to watch over the DC. Well, he's just a wandering soul now. And I think that you can bring him in, corral him in, if you will, I know he has seen the error of his ways with regard to the way that he referred to children as sexual objects.
No.
I know he's sorry. And I ask all these things in your name. Oh, I almost forgot one thing. Listen, bought a lottery ticket for Wednesday's lottery. Just give me a little taste, you know what I'm saying?
Lottery?
I appreciate you, God. Thanks a lot. This is Lester Bartholomew Jones. Amen.
The following show you're about to listen to contains coarse language, sexual content, and rude behavior. Anything broadcast within Mobster Boss Radio should not be taken serious, as this is for entertainment only. All parts created within Mobster Boss Radio are copyrighted and may not be rebroadcast or distributed without permission. MobsterBoss.com and Mobster Boss Radio are not for those under the age of 18.
Candy here.
Foreplay. I just want to fuck.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live.
Radio Live. Radio Live. Radio Live. Radio
Back by popular demand.
Let's get ready to rumble!
JD. Sonnie.
and Lester.
Let's do it then!
Ang susunod na palabas ay rated PG.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live.
Hey everyone, this is Jay Towers here, the host of that radio show, and just wanted to come on Spreaker and give some announcements, and heard some very disturbing things here on Spreaker, mainly from Mobster Ass Radio. You sit here and you talk about, how, my show is boring and everything. Well, come on over and listen to it. It's not that boring, not as boring as you made it sound like. The whole, get my kids taken away because I'm a ghost hunter, this is just something she brought up in court. Nothing happened from it. Man, fuck you guys. And I mean, as for, KTRN radio, which I'm a proud member of and I run, you say it's boring, you say it's horse shit. I believe your show is a bunch of horse shit and nothing but stealing other people's content. Holy fucking shit.
Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you work on a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie, you come back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day, you had a bad day.
I was so content on it. I could give a shit less about what the hell you were doing or what you were saying or who you were doing anything with or whatever. You know what? I don't give a shit. You want to make fun of my show? Go ahead, make fun of my show. You want to make fun of how I say go ahead, make fun of it. I don't fucking care. You want to say I'm a wife beater? Well, you know what? I'm not. I'm not a fucking wife beater, you sons of bitches.
Had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you work on a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie, you come back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day.
And then what's the fuck with the warning that JD is taking a shit? JD is taking a shit. Like I really want to fucking know that JD is taking a shit. I mean, come on. And honestly, you're sitting here, and I'm not even going to say pick on people, because you know who you are. You're just a bunch of dumbasses that don't have a fucking clue, that couldn't get anywhere in professional radio, so now you're on Spreaker. I thought this shit was all over. I thought you guys agreed just to leave us alone, we'd leave you alone, let bygones be bygones, but no. You still have to push the fucking envelope, don't you?
Cause you had a bad day, you take one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie, you work on a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, you see what you like, and how does it feel?
sure you're going to use this fucking clip, right? Isn't it right, assholes? You're going to use this fucking clip. Go right the fuck ahead! You fucking assholes! Go right ahead! Because I'm done with you. I am so fucking done with you. You know, I was so content on just leaving everything alone. Ugh. You know, things happen, shit happens. It's live radio.
Now we must be ready.
Candy here with JD, Sonnie, and Lester. You're listening to Monster Boss Radio Live.
Hello, JD here, Monster Boss Radio. Our Skype is up and going. If you want to call the show, Monster Boss Radio, all one word on Skype. Also, is our phone number still working? I think it is.
Yes.
469-814-TWAT, T-W-A-T. Spell it out on your phone. Was it 8928? Yeah, that's it.
Right, or they can hit us on Skype, right?
Yep, you can hit us on Skype, too. We're all about it. But, pardon me, I'm pretty sure you're not going to hit us on Skype. You know, we're doing this show today. We're doing it on a Monday instead of a Friday because we wanted to just sit down and think this through before we went today. We're trying to figure out why people aren't posting on our wall and why people aren't posting on our Facebook and why there's hardly any interaction. There is a lot of interaction in the chat room. We've got Local Killer today, Lady Cobra, Guy Shea already. I think I saw the Reverend Joe Seeker.
Hey, Joe.
Is he a reverend?
He is a reverend, by the way.
The Reverend
he is a
Joe
reverend.
Seeker.
I think
Shea
Loco's a reverend.
Guy Shea is in there as well. You know, it's
Guy's a reverend.
People come, and I don't understand this. Like on a live show, we will get what average of 30 to 70 listens.
Yeah, and we only do an hour show. We don't do a 3-hour show to let people, you know, get in there. We do at best an hour show. So we'll get anywhere from, usually we average around somewhere between 40 and 80 listens per live show.
That's exactly it.
And then after that, if in 24 hours, we usually bust up to a couple of hundred uniques.
Yeah, we'll get about 200, 230 uniques and like 360 plays.
Yeah,
to be honest,
in about
there's a
3
lot
days.
of repeats. And I was trying to figure out, and I talked to Spreaker about this. I said, why are our plays off from our uniques? You know, just overall speaking, what's the reasoning behind that that you're seeing from not just our show but other shows? Because apparently, you know, other shows are seeing that as well. Like some shows will have 100 plays, but I don't know, 60 uniques or something like that.
Yeah.
The reason being is the uniques count even when somebody's listening to your show, or if they catch the last little bit of it.
Yes.
And if they want to go back and listen to the show again, well, now that's an additional play. So you're
in our case, that would be more likely to happen.
Yep.
Because of the fact that we run a show. You know, we figured out and we learned a long time ago that an hour-long show on the internet is about max you should do for any type of talk radio. After that, you become your listeners' eyes just glaze over.
Yep, they're bored. No matter what you're doing, it's got to be super, super good to be longer than an hour. So, anyways,
well, think about it. What is terrestrial radio? What is their average listen time on terrestrial? You would know this.
Yeah, the average listening time is about 45 minutes.
Tops.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, here's where I'm going with this is, well, then people will listen to the show and maybe they'll step away from the computer. If you step away from the computer more than 2 minutes and you push play again to resume, it starts back over at the beginning, and then you get another repeat play. So that's where the repeats are coming from. But uniques, we're not going to flaunt our 360 plays a show. We don't give a shit about that because those are not true numbers. The true numbers come from the uniques. And the uniques, we're getting about 250 uniques per show. People go, oh, you're only getting 200. You know, that's 200 different computers that are logging in and listening to us, which is a hell of a lot better than some of the shows here on Spreaker. I'll tell you that right now. Pretty much, we're the shit. I'm going to lay it right out there. Isn't that fair to say?
I think that's real fair to say.
You guys all see how big my Spreaker nuts are now.
Yeah, we've got big old Spreaker nuts.
Oh, God.
So anyways, my question is why do people fear us? Why are people afraid to write on our wall? Why are people afraid to write on our Mobster Boss Radio Live Facebook page? Did you know that for some reason in the last month and a half we've taken off on Facebook?
You know what? I really haven't had an opportunity to look at our Facebook much.
Yeah, we've got 571 likes on our Facebook page. And we weren't really active with the Facebook page. We really didn't do much with it because it's Facebook.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of stay away from it. If people liked the page, that's fine. They liked it. I think we were around 100 or 200.
Right.
About 2 months ago, right? It wasn't very long ago.
Somewhere in that neighborhood.
Well, now we're up to 571 follows. So I don't know if we're going viral or if people are picking it up and telling their friends, but we appreciate you sharing the love and liking us, but nobody's interacting on our page. Like, we're not hearing from very many people.
Well, and we know why, though. I think you and I discussed this. I mean, we're still trying to figure that out. I think people are afraid that we're going to go after them on our show, and that's just not the case. We make certain people at times the subject of our conversation. Mm-hmm. But I just, I noticed the other day. Can I bring this up now about what I read on some people's walls?
Sure.
Is it? All right. I noticed yesterday. I logged in a little bit and just went around and read the different walls. I checked out Wayne's wall, Wayne Pierce. I checked out Larson's wall. I checked out the people that we've talked about on our radio show. And it seems that like Wayne is going to change his direction and he's going to do some paranormal stuff. Okay, that's great. But he's also, in reflection to us, I guess, he thinks and considers us a cyberbully. A cyberbully.
Yeah, Negro, that's all you had to say.
But apparently, I'm assuming because little Nicky Larson, he chimed in. And he was going to be really interested to find out what they find about cyberbullying. And I think that you get people like this that go off like Lester said. Wayne's gone in and tried every pair of shoes on in the store.
Yeah.
He's tried to jump on what he thinks is popular and what he thinks is, and more power to him. I'm for whatever he wants to do. But when people come into your wall or come into your area and point out, point out facts that kind of...
Hold on, we got a phone call. Mobster Boss Radio, hello. Oh, great. And now people are calling. At least we know the phone number works.
Yeah.
Mobster Boss Radio, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
Well, I tried to call the Skype number, but except your Skype is not on there, son.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, that's right.
Hold on here.
Duh. I said duh, boy.
Some
what
reverend.
the hell's wrong with you? Hey, you won't call the Skype number. No shit, your Skype ain't on.
There, now it's on.
Now it's on.
Now it's on.
Fine.
Okay.
I will call the Skype.
Let's see you. Jesus.
But anyway, back to my point.
Mm-hmm.
If you disagree with those people, they either want you off of the air, they either want you out of their country, or they consider that cyberbullying because you presented them with facts that disputed absolutely everything that you pointed out. And
what happened to the fucking tough guy?
That.
Told my friend stick it up his fucking ass.
Fuck them.
But I think it just boils down to the insecurities of people. I mean, you look at Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne was telling everybody to grab your guns, stand up to your government, and then now he wants to go and see if there's some kind of law that protects him from a radio broadcast about him. We don't harass him. We don't post on anybody's walls.
Wayne Pierce.
You know,
Yeah.
but I just don't get that. And we honestly do not wish Wayne any ill will.
I
think he's just insecure.
I guess so. Well, here's the deal: is we posted on his wall the other day, and he blocked us
on his chat.
or his
We
chat
got
room.
into his chat and was there for just a minute. And when I think I said, look, hey, what about this, about some issues that he had? And, of course, he was looking for a reason. And I think Nick Larson got in there and started, anytime Nick Larson shows up in a wall or a chat, it's got to be about him. He's a fucking drama queen. And I use the term queen.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a drama queen, so it's got to be about him. He tied up with Lester. I think Lester told him to go fuck himself or something to that nature. And the next thing you know, he banned Mobster Boss. That's fine. We participated in his chat. We're not going to ban anybody from our chat.
In fact, I don't even know if we used any swear words in their chat.
We didn't.
Though dear little Nicky Larson was all over it. But.
He was. And in fact, if you notice in that chat, we had Lester copy the chat logs.
Yep.
And if you notice in that chat, right at the very beginning, when apparently Wayne was shifting the way he was taking his show that day, first thing out of Larson's mouth, are you going to talk about MB? Yeah. Are you going to talk about MB? I mean, it's just nuts. But you know what? I find it strange that they would consider us, and based upon the posts that I saw on those walls, they consider us some kind of cyberbully, when in fact Larson, once he got into it with Adam, his former partner, he started pointing out that Adam had felony warrants and had child support issues and just smearing Adam everywhere. And it's okay if it fits in Nick's world, but if anybody points out anything about him, that's got to be cyberbullying. And that's kind of the way these little weak-minded worm motherfuckers work. And they're just not up to the caliber that we are.
It's got to be what it is. They can't handle it. They can't handle when somebody calls them out on something, like you did with Reverend Wayne Pierce. You asked one simple question. He ignored you.
Of course he did.
He couldn't answer it.
Right.
He couldn't answer. I see Chris is calling, and I know we're on here saying, why aren't people calling us? We got to get to our point here real quick, Chris. Don't call just yet. Give us a second. Give me a second to breathe. No, but here's the deal: is and I want to kind of get back to what I was talking about, and we'll talk about Wayne and Nick and DC and all them other cock smokers here in a little while. But I just don't understand why we're not getting the interaction from the listeners.
I think they're afraid of us.
Is that what it is? And that's what
I really do. I think that they're afraid of us. That we step up our game. We do really good production if you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
When we take on an issue, we take it on with facts. And I just think that it that intimidates people. And when you have a superior product, it's intimidating.
It's got to be what it is. And I'm telling you, it's not a matter of, and I know the other fuckers are going to say, well, people are tired of listening to you, so they're not responding. I would believe that if we weren't getting 200 to 300 unique views every fucking show. That's 200 to 300 people that click on our show to listen to it on a weekly basis. Every Friday, if Lester does some bullshit on Wednesday, he gets the exact same, pretty close to it.
Right. But you know what? But you've noticed how much email we get.
Well, that's the thing. We get an email. Everything's emails.
Yeah, and I don't understand that. It's easier to post to a wall, I would think.
Yeah.
But they go to the trouble. We've gotten, over the last 2 weeks, probably 80 emails, right, about different subjects. And, hey, you guys keep up the good work and all of this stuff. Say that on our wall instead of sending us an email. Maybe we'll do a segment in a show or two about and start just reading our emails. What do you think?
Maybe we got to do that. Maybe we got to start reading the emails that we get. Not only that, shout outs to people on Facebook. We can start doing that. Michael Seinsquitz or something. I hope I pronounced the last name right. He liked our latest photo that Lester threw up there.
Right.
On our Facebook page. You know, I guess I can describe it. If you guys want to check it out, it's facebook.com/MobsterBossRadio. Lester put together some photos. That radio show's logo, he went and put that fucking dumbass radio show with Nick the wife abuser. He took the Big DC's logo and put the Big Dick show. Apparently Lester thinks he's a dick.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the Just BK, live from the Dirty Shanty. Then he took JT, or John Thompson's logo for Midnight Rush, changed it to Midnight Bum Rush.
See, and what's wrong with all this is all in fun and in the spirit of radio.
That's right.
And in the spirit of just kind of going at each other in a fun way. They don't count it as fun because they can't counter that stuff. As far as, you know, call it, we don't care. People call us inbreds, hillbillies, rednecks, this, that. I don't care. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
We don't care about that stuff. Make fun of the fact that Lester gets on and stammers and stutters through a show.
Why not?
Who cares?
I mean, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
So anyways, apparently when Lester put some facts on here, apparently they pissed Lester off or something. He goes 5 different facts about all 5 of the shows he made fun of up there. It was number 1, that radio show had host charged with domestic assault.
Oh, my God.
Has anger and suicidal issues.
You know, he broadcast that.
Yes. The Big DC show has quite an imagination with child sex skits. Anderson, Indiana, enough said.
Oh, my God.
Now, mind you, Lester knows that I've got a buddy that lives just outside of Alexandria, Muncie area, Indiana. And, you know, those people consider Anderson, Indiana, the filthiest part of Indiana. Now, when you think
Really?
Indiana and dirty, you think Gary.
Right.
Because of the steel workers and Michael Jackson from being from there.
Oh, my God.
But Gary, Indiana, everybody, when you drive through Gary, it stinks like fucking shit. It's not a good town to be in. But nobody complains about Gary, Indiana. People make fun of Anderson, Indiana.
Well, you know, when you and I were talking, I had no clue until a friend of mine who's down from Wisconsin, he's a retired deputy sheriff up in the Wisconsin area, he was telling me that all up in the north, there's more rednecks than you could ever imagine through Indiana and all of that. I picture rednecks anything south of Missouri.
Oh.
And I guess that's not the case.
Nope. They're everywhere.
I had no clue.
Just BK filmed a video of his kids eating pizza off a dirty floor. Dirty man of the cloth. Ew. Number 4, Midnight Rush. Angry stalker will threaten to kill you once a day.
Oh, my God.
Faked a heart attack.
Faked a heart attack.
The views expressed. Man of the cloth showering with ghosts. The government is after him.
That's funny. That's funny.
And of course, then Lester puts at the bottom, Mobster Boss Radio is at radio war with all of them.
Well, I think that's going a little far, but as far as we're not really at war, we're just, hey, this is just good fun.
It's Lester going crazy. That's Lester. He's a drunk, angry asshole.
You know what? When you get together with somebody and you watch the Super Bowl and you're with your buddies, right?
Yep.
You motherfucker, you this, that, whatever. And you call each other kind of, it's a guy thing. You call each other this and that and whatever. You wouldn't know what to do with pussy if it laid all over you or whatever. That's just the things that you do.
Mm-hmm. Ann Chapman joined the chat room.
Hi, Ann.
Welcome along. Thanks for joining us here. Oh, jeez. Well, come on. I tried to answer. Call back, Loco. Chris wants to get in again. I'm sure he's got something very uplifting to say. Very informative. Anyways, he said to call him. I'm not going to bother with it. Wasting show time. We only have 25 minutes left. So anyways, okay, now he's finally calling. Fucking A. There we go. Hello.
That was not me calling on the phone.
Sure it was. What do you want? Speak.
Well,
You're on the
I
radio.
have the answers. If you guys would just read the chat room, I have the answers.
We're reading the chat room.
Well, I have the answers.
What answers?
You guys asked why you were bullies.
No, we didn't ask why we were bullies. We asked why people are afraid of us and intimidated by our superior shows.
Well, then let me ask you this, Sonny.
Yes.
Have you thought about your actions or words could have hurt this person's feelings?
Jesus.
You guys do.
But
I
here's
am
the
a
thing.
doctor.
That's fine. If I hurt your goddamn feelings, you're coming back to listen, but you're not saying anything.
Right.
Okay. Have you thought about your actions or words could have harmed this person mentally or physically?
Is this person
No,
you?
not physically.
Is
We
this-
would never threat physical violence. We wouldn't threaten anybody. So no, that's not that could not be the case.
No.
Okay, then what makes you think you have the right to say or do things like this to someone else?
The First Amendment
Because we're
tells me
fucking
that I have
awesome.
a right to free speech.
Because
and an
we're
opinion.
just that fucking awesome. We can do what we want.
See, we're making progress here. I see it. I can see it. Realize that you could be the problem.
You mean okay, similar to let's use Nick Larson for example. We like little Nicky.
Mm-hmm.
And the two partners that he's had in his radio venture, the Big DC and Adam, both of those guys, there's been just a terrible splitting of the ways. And what's the common denominator there? Nicky Larson.
What's the common denominator of all these assholes? John Thompson, shithead, loves fucking Nick Larson.
He does.
The views expressed. I used to give Wayne Pierce, I'm not going to call him a reverend. Fuck him.
Okay.
Wayne Pierce, I used to give him a lot of credit. I thought, you know what? He's voicing his opinion, which that's what Spreaker's all about.
Correct.
Go ahead and do that. But if you voice an opinion and somebody wants to come back on you and voice their opinion with you and suggest something different, and you ignore or blow it off or don't even worry about it, but you feel that your opinion is the right one.
All you got to do is look at his wall. In some way, it's about us right now, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, now, we called him out a little bit. We gave him a little bit of heat. And what does he do? He's changing his whole entire show because of us.
But he should embrace this.
Right. He's changing his show because of us. Just
I
like
understand that.
Dino and the Fuck You Network. We don't hear from that wax smoker. Like,
JD.
People are afraid of us. We come and somebody pokes a stick at us, or we do a little jab, and they come back at us, and then we go back at them full throttle, and then they back the fuck off like a bunch of fucking vaginas, I guess we could call them.
I like vaginas.
Not this kind. This is the hairy, sloppy kind. Fucking toilet paper wrapped up in the pubes. Dirty vaginas. I just don't understand. I don't get how every time we call somebody out on something or we get into some sort of raging argument with somebody or we're fucking with somebody just for the fun of fucking with somebody.
On the radio,
back
though, mind
down.
you. We
They
don't
back
send
down.
them emails. We don't call them.
Yeah.
We don't Skype them. We don't do anything. We just do a radio show.
We just do a radio show. And what do? They delete their show or they fuck off. They can't take it. Well, let me tell you something. If you're going to be on Spreaker doing a podcast, voicing your opinion, saying anything on Spreaker, be prepared for people like us to come and either call you out, fuck with you just to get your goat.
We're not the only ones that that
Have some fun. Poke back. Don't lay down and cower, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and do have some fun with it. And you would think that Pierce would embrace that.
You would think so, but he's not. And like I said,
I mean, he's going to get listens by us just talking about him.
And that's the thing. I don't understand this. He's got 9,000 followers. How many plays does he get during a show? 40 fucking plays on a show. And he's on the goddamn front page of this fucking stupid fucking server called Spreaker.
I know, but we found out now, and we're not going to talk about that part right now. We know exactly how that happens now.
Yeah.
I will say this, as a listener, I'm not too familiar with where the wall's located.
On our show, if you click on show, Mobster Boss Radio, anywhere on our page, you can post anything you want.
Yeah, you click on our main page, and then you over on the right-hand side, there will be the list of shows. We have one show, so you click on that, and you can post on our wall. Once it goes over to that, there's a place for you, if you're logged in, to make a comment. We've only banned one person, haven't we?
Was it me?
No, that was that kid that we called his mother about him.
Making multiple accounts, causing havoc.
Yeah. That was it.
His mother?
We called his mother on the air. Yes.
Did you know his mother, Sonny?
No.
In the biblical sense?
No, I did not.
Are you sure?
So, anyways, no.
Positive.
But this is what I'm trying to get to: is just people are not responding to us. Nobody's saying hi. I don't know how many people we have listening right now. I know that Ann Chapman just came in here. She said someone got shot and dead near her place.
Yeah, she put a link in the chat to apparently that article. So
no kidding. Check it out.
Yeah.
Guy Shay's here. And here's the deal: these motherfuckers have nothing to hide. I think that's what Chris, do you have anything to hide?
No, not really.
I didn't think so. That's not the actual phone that's ringing.
I'll get it.
Sorry about that, guys. I didn't turn my phone off.
No, that's fine. So, Ann Chapman has nothing to hide. Guy Shay has nothing to hide. Joe Seeker has nothing to hide. Maybe these fuckers have a lot to hide.
I
Do
guess.
you think that's what
I don't
it
know.
is?
But see, we don't dig into their backgrounds like that. We don't. It's not. We're not trying to run background checks on people. We don't do that.
Hey, I do have a quick. Do you guys know this guy, Shay guy?
Yeah, he's our buddy.
Okay, I think he has a crush on me. I'm not sure, but.
Well, Guy's been known to kind of dip into the tube pool.
Yeah. We haven't heard from Guy in a while. Maybe he wants to call up and give his opinion as to why these fuckers aren't talking. I'm sure he's got a lot to say.
He thinks I'm Mexican,
You sound Mexican.
You do sound Mexican. Yeah. I'm thinking.
Hey, man. Shivato.
Hey, Chris, say this for me. I lost my car keys.
I lost my car keys.
Not khakis, car keys.
Uh-huh.
I lost my car keys. Say it again.
No.
That Boston accent. I lost my car keys.
I wasn't even paying attention at first. Then
Fucker.
I'm halfway through saying it, I was like, oh, shit.
Lost my khakis. All right.
My patient's okay?
Thanks for calling, Chris.
Bye-bye.
Don't write
Take
on
care.
our wall like everybody else.
Can't find it, damn.
Yeah, I'll see you. Bye. All right, the Reverend Joe Seeker's calling up now. Hold on here.
Cool.
Mobster Boss Radio, hello.
How you doing, fellas?
Good.
What's
how you
up,
doing?
Rev?
Not a whole lot. My 2 cents on why people don't bother is, these guys anyway, like the opposition, if you want to call them that, or
okay.
Because I run into a few of these speed bumps myself since I've come here.
Yeah, you think?
when you put yourself out there, like I've always said, is that all the things that you guys could ever find out about me or ever say about me on here, the people that really matter to me already know that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
Even if you dig something up on me, and you tell it, and Guy Shay finds out, and Chris Top finds out, and a bunch of people I've never even physically touched, or laid eyes on. You know what I mean? In a physical form. Big deal. They find out. So what? You guys know that Joe Seeker, got a little dick, and fucking the girl he dated in high school fucking says he's a loser. You know what I mean? Or you find out what does that matter to anybody? See, what makes these guys vulnerable is, and what we don't do is that these guys wrap themselves in their make-believe. So, like, the Reverend, for instance, he gets this show going and he spews every day. And every day he wraps himself in this big phony persona. You know what I mean? That he's the fucking guy fighting for the liberty and talking to the spirits and everything. But he knows it's a house of bullshit. So as soon as anybody shows up in the yard with a hose, he don't want to play no more. It's go away, because fucking he knows that even though he'll talk the talk, he's standing in a big pile of fucking shit. And fucking it's easy to wash away. Like you heard his phone call, Sonny. That girl's getting her fucking fortune read, and he's talking like, oh yeah, your mother used to talk to you in a really sweet voice when you were upset. Oh well, thanks for the insight. I bet you she used to fucking sleep when she was tired too.
Sitting there eating my muffin, drinking my coffee, replaying the incident in my head when I had what alcoholics refer to as a moment of clarity.
There it is.
So, as far as that stuff goes, and as far as people not wanting to confront you, everybody's not in that game, for starters. But the other side of it is that when your fortress is a fortress of shit.
Yep.
It's not easy to fight a war from it.
That's right. Especially when it's still fresh and steamy and moldy and
Like I'm not gonna lie to nobody. You guys could anybody could probably investigate me if they wanted to and dig up a bunch of shit and do a show on me that would make me sound like, oh God, man, they should have fucking.
But you know what? Joe, we didn't dig up anything on Wayne.
No.
We had emails come to us and say, listen to this, listen. And apparently some of our listeners, and we know them, a lot of them, they sent us, go check this out. That's where we found out that Blog Talk Radio link.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Sonny, because there are those people on Spreaker that stay in the shadows and feed the fire. Because back when I had my Chris Top thing going on,
right,
and I come up with the bee suit picture,
yeah,
I never went and searched that. That was sent to me.
Right, right.
Somebody sent me that Facebook profile and said, "You want to check this shit out."
Yeah. All right, we got to take a quick break.
Somebody wanted me to have that information.
We got to
have the balls to come out with that on their own, but somebody that wanted me to have that so I could run around it.
And you're right. And it's somebody that wanted. Go ahead,
guys. We got a phone call. Hold on 1 second here. Mobster Boss Radio. Hello. Hold on, guy.
Yes, I just want to say that the Reverend used to touch me in the church.
Oh, God.
The Reverend touched you?
Yes, in the naughty places.
Who, me?
No.
Don't tell him I said it. Don't tell him.
Okay, we won't tell him.
Bad.
What Reverend? We got 3 Reverends here. Which one touched you? Lester, Joe, or Pierce?
We had a deal, you motherfucker.
But that guy, that voice, I hear him. I gotta go now. Bye.
Oh, my gosh.
There you go. All right, we got to take a break, guys. We'll come back. We've got Guy Shea that's waiting to get in here to voice his opinion. I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
All right, that's my 2 cents anyway, guys.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Take care, Joe. We'll be right back. This is Mobster Boss Radio.
You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live. We'll be right back.
Time for another episode of Awkward Commercials. Today's clip comes from the program that teaches toddlers and children and babies to communicate via sign language.
More balls.
Here's a few. Leah wants more balls. Oh, there's some more. More. How many do you want? Here they come.
That concludes this episode of Awkward Commercials. If you've got an awkward commercial you've heard, submit it to us. JDJAYDEE at mobsterbossradio.com.
Candy here. You're listening to Mobster Boss Radio Live.
Radio Live.
JD, Sonny,
and Lester. Let's get this party started, baby.
Welcome back.
It's JD here, Mobster Boss Radio Live. Sonny with me and Lester running the controls. On the phone we have Guy Shea. Guy, how you doing, buddy?
As usual.
All right. Sonny, are you back from getting your coffee?
I am.
Okay. So we heard Joe Seeker's opinion as to why nobody will call. Because they hide behind the masks. And that there is people in the background that send us stuff, and that's the way that it goes. But it's nice to talk to people. Like if you send us something, it's not like we're going to say, "Oh, we got this from that person." You can still interact with us.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Anyways, Guy, what's your take on this?
I think a lot of people just aren't used to interacting on the spot. I think they like to produce their programs and script them. A lot of the hosts, not necessarily listeners. And some of these guys, they make comments or statements that are so rigid and so one-sided that they really don't have answers if they had to be impromptu on the spot. And if you disagree with them, perhaps it's a mental condition, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps it's just self-justification and they're not able to communicate live. I think that's what it comes down to, and they're afraid that they're going to look stupid. I think even though Mobster Boss Radio Live is very fair and the people that have made their dramatics are ones that have gone out of their way to do so and make comments and then, once again, hide or ban you, which is a common practice at Spreaker. If you make a comment that doesn't agree with their program or is not liked, and these are people that are usually claiming to be some kind of living deities or dead people talkers or what have you, nutcases. But the common person, I think they might listen to that and just be frightened, even though it doesn't happen on this particular program that I know for a fact. In other words, they're scared for no reason.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think that's part of the deal because we do focus on things, but we don't just go after anybody. We just have fun with it.
And we don't go after everybody.
And they don't realize that when we're done with this, we're really done with this. The occasional time we'll go out and listen to a show, interact on somebody's wall. They're scared to death when we get into their chat rooms even.
Mm-hmm.
I see it over and over again. I think that's the principal reason this show's popularity. They just don't want to get on here, and the people that cause trouble look stupid, and most people just want to sit back and listen, even though, unfortunately, there's an opportunity to participate. That just seems to be the way it goes with all good shows. It just seems like, except for mine, where I do attack people. But that aside, can I ask you a question real quick, just to get off the topic for 2 seconds?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Just 2 seconds. Is Loco still there?
No, he disconnected.
If you see him, can you please ask him to finish cutting my lawn? I will not pay him unless it's edged. I will not do it.
You think he's
Appreciate
Mexican?
Oh, no, he's not Mexican.
Okay.
He's from Panama, I believe. And I don't believe he married an American blow-up doll. That's bullshit. It'll never fly. Sorry, guys.
Jesus. All right. Anyways, is that all you have to say to Loco Guy?
Oh, for Loco, yeah. Okay. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Since I have this habit of not stopping or thinking before I speak, but shows like, they're getting attention from it, but that's fine. It helps them out. It might help Spreaker maybe that needs help. Shows like Views Expressed, this is me saying it, I'm not representing Monster Boss Radio, and Nick Larson, those guys are just looking to get any kind of attention, and they've made it obvious in the past that, they're undereducated, and obviously there's some kind of, I don't want to say homosexual tendencies because that's not right, but there's some linking bond with the child porn skits and threatening people, and then once they get called out on that, well, then their true self comes out, which is being very, very scared little people that become dominated by anybody with any pseudo-intelligence, more so than perhaps a rock or a popsicle.
Yeah, what gets with me with Wayne Pierce's show is a lot of the shit that he says, he's quoting the fucking internet. He's not quoting any real news source, no document that's come from an official that's tied to whatever he's speaking about. I guarantee you Wayne Pierce probably sits on the fucking internet, and you know all those, I don't know if you have Facebook, yeah, you have Facebook, but people send out those goddamn forwards with pictures and shit on it. People, hold on one second. Mobster Boss Radio, hello.
Hello again.
Hello.
I would like to introduce myself to the guy Shay. Guy, I am Loco Killer.
No habla español.
That's okay. When is your next show?
I never know. Honestly, I never know.
Well, you'll have to get in touch with my secretary, JD, and let me know.
Jesus. All right. We got to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I cut my lawn.
Okay. I see. This is what pisses me off. They come in and say stuff, and then I get lost in what I was saying.
They send out bad information.
Oh, that's right. Bad information comes from the internet. People post pictures on Facebook walls, usually a picture with a saying, this person's going to take your guns, or this person's going to do this and this and this. Nothing is fucking quoted. There's nothing that comes from any type of research, or if it does say research, says, recent research shows that this percentage of people do this and this and this. Do not fucking believe pictures on the internet. You can't use the internet as a reasonable source for your information. The only exception to that rule, I think, is if you're using a source like Fox News, or that's a bad one, CNN, any news source like that. But if you're quoting your sources as Wikipedia or The Onion or any of those other fake ones, those people make up fake fucking news stories. And this is where people like Wayne Pierce and all these other motherfuckers that are conspiracy theorists, they get this information and they run with it. Well, little do they know, websites like The Onion just released a story the other day. What was it? Saying that, what the fuck was it? Beyonce did something? I don't know if you remember seeing it, Guy.
No, but I'm sure it was some kind of conspiratorial thing.
But here's what happened is people took that news story and were offended and posted it all over the internet as an actual real story. Nobody verifies anything anymore. You see these people, another thing, posting on Facebook saying, this person's been missing, an Amber Alert for this person. Call the police department if so-and-so. It takes 2 seconds to take that name with a news story, put it into Google, and you'll find out from Snoops.com that it's not a legitimate story. It's fucking made up. People just make up shit.
They do.
I don't know. And then people like Wayne Pierce go and run with it. And then when we call him out on it, he's going to end his fucking show, and then he's going to start ghost hunting. Don't get me started on ghost hunting. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Well, and
Nick
listen,
Larson and Wayne Pierce fucking ghost hunting. I can picture those two fucking rat smokers sitting in a goddamn dark room playing with each other's puds, trying to listen to fucking some dead guy talk to them.
Well, and you know what? To show you how people like this will just latch on to anyone, regardless of their past, regardless of anything about them, they don't even care to check out who this person is. Pierce alluded to a story that was on InfoWars, right?
Yes.
Written by Lyndon LaRouche. And he thought that this was really great. I don't know if anybody knows who Lyndon LaRouche is, but this was a guy that back in the late 80s, early 90s, built senior citizens, and plenty of people out of their life savings, was convicted of mail fraud, credit card fraud, sentenced to 15 fucking years for bilking people out of their money. And they think that this guy was just the ultimate right-wing conservative person who had all of these great views, but they failed to remember that this guy was bilking people out of their hard-earned money, bilking people out of their life savings, sentenced to 15 years. Then this guy, this Lyndon LaRouche, this guy that's going to stand up for the American rights and all the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, all of that sort of good stuff. He's going to do that. What did this guy do when he thought that everybody was turning on him? He tried to merge his group with the Communist Party of the United States, which they even said, get the fuck away from me. These people, what they do is they see a little deal and they just latch onto it. Just like John Thompson will latch on to anybody who will pat him on the head and say, good boy.
That's exactly it. You throw John Thompson a bone like a fucking dog, he'll keep coming back. Like a fucking cat. You feed a cat in your backyard that comes around once in a while. That fucking cat's going to keep coming back.
You know Thompson, when he latched on to Joe Seeker, Shillbilly.
Yes.
When he latched on to him because he thought Shillbilly Joe had an issue with us.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that Joe didn't really have an issue with us. But then all of a sudden, Joe and I started talking about certain things. Thompson said, what the fuck? You're talking to Sonnie? He doesn't want anything to do with Seeker now.
Yeah.
He feels rejected. That's the way these people, that's what goes on in their minds.
Maybe they think that we're with the government. We're here spying on them.
We're a CIA plant.
Yeah,
right?
we're the clan of CIAs.
Yeah. You know, they had a conspiracy theory about a conspiracy theorist, about Alex Jones. The deal is that Alex Jones, the conspiracy theory about that is that Alex Jones, who tells everybody to stand up against the government when it comes to guns and the government's going to kill you and all this sort of stuff, but that actually he's a CIA plant and his job is to feed misinformation to people to keep everybody confused.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Mm-mm. All right, well, we got about 2 minutes left here in the show. We're not going to do a giveaway today. We've got something else planned for a giveaway, and we kind of want your opinion on this. We're going to throw it out there. We might as well throw it out there instead of doing it first, just to see what people's reaction is with it.
Right.
And it hit me during the Super Bowl when I was filling out my squares betting. What if we take, and maybe we help a certain center for women that have been involved in domestic disputes, abused in a domestic assault, kind of like Nick Larson's women, possibly. Kids that have sexually been sexually abused and stuff like that. We want to do something for those kids, for those women that get into bad situations and just have nothing and what have you. And I know that we don't have a lot of interaction here. This is why I'm getting with the interaction, why we want a little bit of interaction. We were thinking about doing squares, having people donate $1.10, I think, $1.10, 10 cents to PayPal, just because they've got fees that they need. Mm-hmm. And we don't want to take that out of the dollar that you would be giving to go to the donation. And what we do is we have like a 50-50 with these squares. You donate $1, that we're going to bring in $100 on a sheet. Your chance to win $50 with $1 bid, and in the end, the dollar that you bid would help and go to this charity. Now we do have a couple lined up that we've talked to that would be interested in this.
Right, and the only thing holding us up right this second is I'm checking out the legalities of this just to make sure that we are doing that we can't. We're not breaking any laws, and I know a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, buying squares, that's this and that and whatever." That's what we're checking out to make sure that and if that won't work, we'll figure another deal. But we are going to adopt these types of charities.
Yeah, we think we need to help them. Well, we've got fucking shitheads running free out here that have somehow abused women in the past, and they're out running around.
Right. And I told you that
I don't think those people need to have
a friend
freedoms.
Who had to go to one of those places.
Frankly,
once.
I think if you're charged with some sort of domestic assault, abuse, you don't need to have any more freedoms. You're a piece of shit. Fuck you.
I absolutely agree. There's no, you cannot, and you just can't control everybody. And it's the same way on the radio here. If people have independent thought, it's okay to do that. It's just like the people that we talk about. It's okay for them to have their thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
They have that right. We have the right to say you're full of shit. They have the right to say we're full of shit. But see, these guys that exercise control over women, they don't want their women to have that kind of right. They don't want their women to they want to beat them up to the point that these people just submit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, that's what we're kind of in the works of doing right now. We want to do something other than the contest drawn from the mob list. The other option we had for a contest that doesn't involve a charity is maybe we get $20 from a sponsor we've got lined up, ready to go if we want to pull the trigger on this, and that is give away $4 or $5 prizes to Facebook fans.
And that doesn't sound like a lot of money.
No, but this is guaranteed, and this is going to give you four different people a chance to win.
Right.
And what we would do is just select people from our Facebook page.
And the sponsor who's agreed to sponsor us is willing to do whatever we want, and he will go along with that. And if we need to do that during our show, during Lester's show, during whatever we do, we'll do it that way.
Yep. I think that's it. I think we've rounded out a show today. It may not have been the best show we did today, but I'm telling you, maybe we'll get to the bottom of why people aren't responding on our wall. We'll get the point out there that, you know what? We're not your friend. We're not your enemy either.
Correct.
And
we don't like you, and we don't dislike you.
That's right.
You're just like the fly on my car out there.
Right. We don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your fucking friend. But we'd love to have you around. You know what I'm saying? You can trust me, but you can't. I think you can trust us. But the deal with it is we're neutral here. We're just here to fucking have some fun. That's what we're here to do. And if you feel like you're cyber bullied, get off the internet. It is not right for you to be on the fucking internet. If you don't like
put
it,
yourself in a public forum like Spreaker.
If you don't like being cyberbullied, get off the fucking internet. There is no right out there that says you have the right to be on the internet. There is nothing out there written in any law that says you have a right to be here. It would be different if it was your right to be on the fucking internet. It is not your right to be on the fucking internet. So if I want to come out and say something about you, make fun of you, or push you off the fucking swing, I'm going to do it. Because you don't have a right to be on the swing, bitch.
And we don't either.
That's right.
We don't either. We know that. And you have a right to tell us that we are uncaring, unsympathetic, we offend people, we're offensive, all that sort of stuff. You have that right.
Yes. You have the... If we have the right to offend you, you have the right to offend us. I think I'm going to end with Lester saying. That'd be a good one to end with.
It would. It's perfect.
Got that here somewhere. Lester, where is it? Lester tried to do an intro for me. Can you put it on my wall, Lester? Or I don't fucking know where he put that thing.
You don't have it, really?
No, I got it here somewhere. I just don't know where You're supposed to load it in. It's so good. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to load up the program that I had it in here and play it. It's going to take me a second. But what I was saying is like I said, if we've got the right to offend you, you've got the right to offend us.
Absolutely.
And if you can't
I don't think they can handle the fact that when we get off the radio, even if they say something about us, we get off the radio and we go on and play golf and go to the restaurant and do whatever we want to do, and we don't spend our time laying on Spreaker.
Yeah, it's done. When we're done the show today, we're done.
Yeah. We may log in. I may log in tomorrow and just see what's going on, check our numbers. That's about it. Boom, I'm out of here.
Now, where we do interact quite a bit is on our Facebook page. I've been on there quite a bit.
You have, yeah.
If you want to go to our Facebook page and post on our Facebook, you are free to post whatever you want to. Have at her, kids. Have at her. All right, well, we're going to leave with Lester's little rant here he went on.
Yep.
That he produced for us.
We're not going to come back after this?
I don't know. We can.
Okay.
We'll see. Let's play this here. We'll be back.
All right.
I'm going to list a few things to keep in mind about Mobster Boss Radio before you decide to listen. It's offensive. That's offensive. He's offensive. She's offensive. They're offensive. We're all offensive. Everyone's offensive. No offense. I didn't mean to offend. Were you offended? I was offended. I was rather offended. You offend me. Did I offend you? No offense was intended. Don't take offense. Offensive language. Offensive content. Offensive subject matter. Offensive jokes. Offensive opinions. Offensive stares. Looks. Everything is so offensive. Offensive to heterosexuals. Offensive to homosexuals. Offensive to bisexuals. Trisexuals, quadsexuals, asexuals, and any other kind of sexual on the planet. Offensive to whites, offensive to blacks, offensive to Latinos, Jews, and Arabs, offensive to every race and ethnic group on the planet. Offensive to Marxists, offensive to fascists, offensive to liberals, offensive to conservatives, offensive to feminists, libertarians, offensive to every ideology that exists and known to man. Offensive to Christians, offensive to Muslims, offensive to Jews, offensive to pagans, offensive to Wiccans, offensive to Satanists and atheists, offensive to any religious, moral, or lifestyle concept, and offensive to any belief system that exists. Feminists are offended when I stare at their ass in public, and I'm offended when they call me an unsophisticated redneck in public, and everyone else is offended at our public display of animosity for each other. Christian conservatives are offended that you look at porn on your computer, but hey, feminists are offended by that as well. It seems to me that being offended has become a natural thing in society today. We're all human beings with insecurities, some a whole lot more than others. But certain things tend to rub us the wrong way. But one thing's for sure, being offended in any manner whatsoever and voicing how offended you are is absolutely meaningless. The people that voice their offense at something, anything, and try to garner support from others in an effort to get whatever that was that offended them in the first place banned from society or from any place, are telling you that their opinion means more than your right to experience whatever bullshit, however meaningless it is, that you choose to experience. Don't be offended. Hot damn one take. Ha ha. Oh no, wait a minute. I left out fat people, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Son of a bitch, you can't have a list like that and not include fatties, can you? Ah, they gotta know that I meant to include. It's good. We're done.
There it is, Lester's offensive rant.
That was good.
He's kind of right.
I noticed he said, instead of Arabs, he said Arabs.
Yep. All right, we'll be back on Friday. We're going to do a show Friday, right?
Yep.
We'll be back on Friday to offend you. And I say we talk more about the Reverend Wayne Pierce and his ghost hunting. I think we got to do that on the next show. We'll just lay it out there. We're going to do that.
Okay.
You got to hear some of the bits that we found that people submitted to us.
Yep.
It's awesome. We'll do that on the next show on Friday. We'll see you. It's Mobster Boss Radio. We're out.
Later, my niggas.